Hi guys and welcome to today's video. I think could be my first video of 2024. I'm so sorry about the lack of videos, honestly. It's just been quite busy. There hasn't been a lot to actually show. I've been kind of in transition between Australia, Ireland and everything, so it's just a little bit hectic. But I am back with a serious bang. I have so much planned, guys. I'm so excited. So I thought I would start the year with a video just talking about each of the horses and what the plans are for the year, because honestly I get confused sometimes thinking about it all and I get so many questions. So I feel like if I just make a video, I can just refer everyone to this video and then it'll be very clear for everyone. So as you can see, I'm here in rainy Ireland. It was blue skies and now it's raining, so that's perfect. Anyway, I'm here in Ireland. Obviously I was in Australia. I work in Australia for about 5 or 6 months of the year as an equine reproduction vet in Bendigo in Victoria. I go there every year. It's my 4th year going there. I absolutely love it. But then I do the breeding season there because that's the southern hemisphere, and then once the breeding season is over I head back to the northern hemisphere here, Ireland, and I kind of do different things each year. Sorry, I just had to take shelter from the rain. I do kind of a different thing each year in Ireland. Like last year I went to France, and then the year before I worked like part-time as a vet. This year, guys, we're going 100% with the horses for the year. So that means I will just be riding. I'll be focusing 100% of my energy and time on the horses. And I'm so excited about that. I don't really like talking about money, but I will just do a brief note that the reason I'm able to do this is because of the money I saved while I was in Australia for 6 months. It then allows me to do this for 6 months without technically working, although like I do have like other streams of income. Anyway, that is just very little note on that. So I'll be in Ireland for 6 months until the end of August, and then I will head back to Australia again to save up money again and the cycle repeats. Anyway, so I will go through the horses and let you know what's going on with them. I will start with Rocky because Rocky, you guys love this horse. Honestly, I think Rocky might be everyone's favorite. I'm not sure why. Is it because he's like the underdog or something? I don't know. So Rocky is my off-the-track thoroughbred that I own that lives in Australia. He's the only horse I have in Australia. The rest of the horses are here in Ireland. I know, I said I was going to sell him. I'm so bad at selling horses. Anyway, I just got... Anyway, what happened was I was going to sell him, and then he started actually going even better than I thought he was going to go. To the point where I think he's actually going to be quite a nice eventer, guys. The dressage really came together this year, or last season. And the cross country, he was eating up the cross country courses. He was posting a few clear rounds show jumping. It was all very much coming together. So the plan with him is to keep him 1 more year. I know we hear this all the time. It's just getting a bit repetitive now, but no, I'm going to keep him 1 more year. Next season, when I go back in August, I'm going to register us with EA, which is Equestrian Australia, and we're going to do some registered EA eventing. Woo! I am now an eventer, apparently. No, I'm kidding. I'm just going to do a couple of events, like 80, 90, see how we go. And then, for real, I'm going to sell him. Because I feel like that'll be perfect to sell him then, you know, like... he'll have so much more experience. There'll be like a much wider range of people that would be interested in him and be up for riding him. And so I think we're ready, hopefully, to do some registered eventing. Although, what do I know? I've just never really evented in my life. So all I know is what I've learned from Meg Elphick's YouTube videos. So yeah, that's it for Rocky. So next up, we'll move on to the brood mares. So that is Welbeck and Fiona. So Welbeck is what age is she? 15, 16, around that year old mare. And I competed up to 135 when I was younger. And she was actually my first like riding horse after I moved off ponies, and she was just an absolute legend. She's like all over the YouTube in the OG days, and she has bred 2 foals for us, which I'll move on to later, but she is currently in foal to the stallion Bamako de Muse, and she is due on the 25th of June. So very exciting. Hopefully all goes well and we're over the bad luck of 2 years ago, and yeah, hopefully all goes well. We get a nice healthy foal, please. And once she foals, because she'll be foaling, I know it's not late in the year, but I go back to Australia mid-August, and so I'll probably just get 1 shot at putting her back in foal, and if she doesn't go in foal, no harm, she can just have the winter off, and then I'll put her back in foal early next year. She is the best mother ever. She's honestly just the easiest mare to foal. She loves having the foals, she rears them so well, but she's just that right level of like, is very maternal, but also if you want to go in and grab the foal, or when we weaned them, she's a bit like, that's fine, I'll move on. You know, there's no stress, she's so easy. So yeah, she has really taken to motherhood, and she's very happy as a broodmare now. Obviously she is getting a little bit older, so maybe 1-2 more foals, and then possibly do embryo transfer if her youngest foals end up being as good as her. So that is the plan for Welbeck this year. Other than that, she just chills out with Fiona. They are literally best friends in the whole world, and they just live out together all year round. So that leads us very nicely onto Fiona. So Fiona is the same age as Welbeck, whatever age that is. We bought her as a 2-year-old actually. I did actually ride her for a year or 2, show jumped her up to like 130. She has endless scope. She's just a little bit difficult to hold it all together. She's a very big mare, and I started riding her quite late in life, so then she just, yeah, it was a little bit difficult to get the whole picture together, but she has given us some very nice foals. So Khal and Dali are her first 2 foals. Obviously Khal has jumped up to 145 now, and Dali's looking to be nipping at his toes, so we're really hoping to get another foal from Fiona. We've just had some very bad luck with Fiona. She's had 2 foals, and we lost 1 as a 2-year-old and 1 was stillborn, so very bad luck. But last year, more bad luck actually, but you know, not the worst. She went in foal, but she lost it before the heartbeat scan, so before 30 days. So she lost it very early on. She didn't even know she was probably in foal, and she didn't even know she lost it, to be honest. So it was all very calm. There was no stress there. It just happens. But this year, where Welbeck is very good at giving birth and having foals and stuff, and you know, she just finds it very easy, Fiona doesn't really. I think it's maybe just a little bit harder on her body than Welbeck. So the plan is to do an embryo flush on Fiona and take the embryo and put it in a recipient mare, and then the recipient mare will carry it for Fiona instead of Fiona having to carry the foal herself. So hopefully that works. I've paid for a cover to Euston, which is the same sire as Khal's sire, so we're going to hopefully use that and hopefully get an embryo, and hopefully it is all healthy and goes well. Haven't told my dad this, but if we get one, I might try for a second one. But we'll take it one at a time. It does bring me on to the point, if anyone has a mare in Ireland that might be suitable as a recipient mare, DM me on Instagram, because I am looking for one. There are a few I've seen about. It's just a bit early for me to get one now. Just with the land is so wet and everything, I kind of don't want another horse when we're not going to be breeding her for a couple of months. But if anyone does have anything suitable, needs to be over 4, ideally less than 10, ideally has had a foal before, has to be over 16-1, and pretty nice temperament, let me know. I'll be very grateful. Thank you. So that is the plan for Fiona. So hopefully she has a foal, but does it Kim Kardashian style. Gets a recipient mare and she'll carry it for Fiona. Now we will move on to the babies. So we have three, well, I call them babies, but they are getting older every year. So we'll start with the youngest. The youngest is Zephyr. So Zephy is a yearling this year, although he's only like, what, like 8, 9, 10 months? Oh gosh, he is getting old. He's at 9 months old. He is Welbeck's son. He is a colt at the moment, but he will be gelded this year. We just don't have the facilities to keep stallions. So we're just very happy for all the colts to just be gelded, keep them as nice, gelded riding horses. He is by the stallion, a fly. He is by the stallion Sister Zed, who I adore. And then the year after we used him, he retired from breeding, and now you can only get frozen semen. So that was just perfect timing. So yeah, I really love that stallion, and I really love Zephy. I think, well, he just really stood out as a foal. At the moment, he is like a hairy little gremlin out in the field, so he looks like nothing special at all. But as a foal, he really stood out to us. I feel like he's probably the best foal we've bred so far. He's just flashy, balanced, great canter. Really liked him. Did a huge amount of handling with him last year, and it has paid off because he's relatively quiet. But his job this year is to just grow up and have fun in the field with his friends and do absolutely nothing strenuous at all. He is just a yearling. The only thing is that he will get gelded. Very sorry, Zephy, but that has to be done. And he is one that I'll keep until he's like a riding horse, and then go from there. You know, he's not going to be sold anytime soon. He'll definitely be broken in here as a 4-year-old and started over jumps and that. So that is Zephy. Next up is Delphi. I kind of realized I just name all the horses quite similar. We got Zephy, Delphi and Wiggy all in the same field. I like those Y names apparently. Anyway, next is Delphi. She's a 2-year-old filly. She's by a stallion called Phantomus de Muse, and I bought her as a foal. She's quite exciting because her mum has only had a couple of foals, and the oldest is now just placed in a 150 in America. So I was like, in Wellington. I was very happy to see that. And that horse is very similar to Delphi, like really similar markings, really blood. And I think Delphi's going to be just the same. She's like small, feisty, you know, she does what she wants. She's not afraid of anything, guys. Honestly, the rest of the horses are a little bit tricky to catch. You know, you have to sneak up, give them pats. Her, straight over, you know? She just does what she wants. She's got a lot of confidence, so hopefully that just, you know, she keeps that for the show jumping. Again, she's doing nothing this year except chilling out until next year when she's like 3.5. I'll start backing her. But until then, she is just chilling. And the last of the babies is Wiggy. So Wiggy is Welbeck's first foal. He's 3 this year, and he's by the stallion Dignified Vant Zorgvlet. Sorry if I've absolutely butchered that. So he has actually turned out to be very nice. I feel like when Khal and Dali, I'll go on to them, when they were 3 and 2, they looked a bit gangly, a bit out of proportion. And I think that was Fiona giving that to them because she's just quite a big mare, and they have grown into themselves. They do look like normal horses now, but there's definitely a phase where I was like, ooh, these horses are a bit funny looking. Whereas Wiggy has just looked brilliant the whole time. And right now he is only 3 years old, and honestly he stands up and he's got this big strong neck and he's really tall. He's like 16.2, 16.3 I reckon, and Welbeck's not a big mare, and he just looks great. And he trots around the arena and he's floating, and yeah, I'm really quite excited about him. So I'll be breaking him in this year, which I'm so excited about. Like, my first Welbeck baby, and yeah, I think he's gonna be, like, he's sharp in that, like, he's quite sensitive, but there's like no badness in him. He is at heart an absolute sweetheart. So I think he might be a little bit sharp, but at the end of the day, he'll be okay to break in. He'll be quite a nice boy, I think. And yeah, I'm so excited. So this year, because I'll be breaking him in, I might do a bit of a breaking in a horse series type situation. So let me know what you kind of want that format to be, because I think I kind of do a different thing every time. Like, like whether you want weekly updates or 2 weekly, or just vlog individual sessions and do them a bit more in depth. Or yeah, let me know what you want to see and if there's any part in particular you want to see. So now we will move on to the 2 main characters of the last few years, which is Khal and Dali. So Dali is an 8-year-old, he's a homebred, he's out of Fiona, and he's by the stallion Van Gogh, and he is 17 3 hands, okay, and he's very long and he's very big, and he's just taken a long time to just mature and for everything to click, you know. At the start of last year, things were still hairy, okay? Our rideability in the bin. It was still no good. Over the course of last season, honestly, he turned a corner, okay? We just really worked so hard on the rideability, on, you know, shortening, lengthening, playing around with different bits, everything. And honestly, by the end, we were there, okay? It was so close to being perfect. He was jumping 120, 130, clears, felt really, really good. So I was so happy we ended on the perfect note. So this year, I'm so excited. I really feel like this year, it might all really, really come together. I jumped him for the first time today. Videos on my Instagram. And it was his first time jumping like anything substantial this year. Like, he's been in work for the last 2 months. Oh, sorry, totally brushed over that. Khal and Dali have been in work for the last 2 months with my friend, so they are super fit. They've been going to the gallops like the whole time, so they're super fit. They just haven't done a lot of like big jumping. They've just done like cavallettis and small jumps and flat work and yeah, galloping and that. So this is his proper jump of the season, and it was also my first time jumping above a meter and probably since last season. So went well. I'm trying to ride him a bit more forward, because before, when I did that, his stride got so long and it was so unmanageable. You know, we would be screwed if we got to a double. Whereas now I can ride really positive and, you know, do a big jump, but then I have the control for him to come back when I ask. So it's working. So the plan for Dali this year, he's obviously just going to go to some shows. The plan for Khal and Dali is to go to maybe some internationals in Europe, but we'll just see how that all goes, the logistics wise, because you need to figure out a way to get there, etc., minding the horses here. It's just a lot to organize, but that is the plan, is to go to some internationals in maybe France or Europe, and then there's, you know, a couple of internationals here in Ireland. And yeah, so for Dali, the goal would be to jump some 135s. That would be great. Some like 135 Grand Prix. And honestly, if he keeps progressing the way he is, that's absolutely on the cards. And like, he has the scope for a lot more than that. It's just the rideability is the only thing that's been holding us back. And now that might be there now, I think we should be up for it, I think. So yeah, he's gonna head out to some shows over the next few weeks. Like, he can just probably go straight into the 120, 130, you know, at a national show. Like, training shows are not that big, and then we'll kind of work from there. But yeah, that would be the end goal. I would love to jump 135 on him. If everything went amazingly, maybe at 140 by the end of the summer, but we'll just see how that goes. So yeah, the plan is to do that and then just work him up the levels and keep him happy and confident and going well. So then we move on to the star of the show, Khal. This is the last horse that I'm going to be talking about. So Khal is 10 this year. Again, he's a homebred. He's out of Fiona and by a stallion called Ustinov. So with Khal, last year we got up to some 145 like international classes, which was very, very exciting because, you know, I've never jumped anywhere near that before Khal, and for us to kind of move up to that level together, you know, we're both new to the level each time, is intimidating, but also I'm so proud, and I couldn't have asked for a better horse to do it with because he is very forgiving. But it's been great to have him and kind of move up those levels. So he's obviously had a couple of months off jumping. He's been back in work 2 months now. So the plan this year is to jump kind of back up to that height again, get him kind of competition fit. There's a spring tour series that's 135, 140, so we'll do that. And then there's a couple of 140 classes, like there's a national league sponsored by Gain, and that's usually 140, so I'll jump a few of those. And then when we go to the internationals, hopefully jump some 145s, maybe a national 150. We'll see if I'm riding well enough. I'm also going to really try and get some more consistent lessons on him, because it's just getting to a stage now where it's actually a joke that I'm trying to do this with no trainer, and I really need some help. So yes, I've got someone in mind that I'm going to see if I can get some lessons from them, and yeah, just try and move up another kind of level and get competitive at the 145s. You know, he's competitive at the 135 and the 140 now. So it'd be good to like kind of, yeah, be competitive at the international shows, and yeah, maybe 150, and then very sadly probably be for sale. So it's very hard to word this right, because obviously the horses aren't machines, they aren't like commodities to us. Like we love them so much, we've bred them. But at the same time, like, this was the plan. The plan is like for this to be a business, for me to like breed and produce these horses, and then, you know, to sell them and then breed even better ones and buy in even better ones and then sell them to keep it all on the road. You know, like veterinary is obviously great, but these international shows are horrendously expensive for someone that is just, you know, working 6 months a year as a vet, but then if you work, you can't go to the shows. It's a very tricky situation. And so, yeah, I have very big dreams, and yeah, unfortunately, selling horses is one way to just keep everything going. Anyway, I don't know how to like, yeah, put this nicely and like to kind of convey how upset I'll be. Like, I'm not even kidding, I get upset even thinking about having to sell him, but I know I genuinely have to if I'm gonna take this seriously at all. And if I can't sell him, I need to stop breeding because there's just not enough space. And yeah, that's it. So it's an exciting year. There's lots of plans, there's lots of potential for some big courses and some exciting shows, and then young horses coming, and yeah, it's very, very exciting, and there's a lot planned, and we're going to be very, very busy. So if you guys want to keep watching and see how everything goes, then please subscribe and follow me on Instagram as well. I'm probably a little bit more active on Instagram, but this year the YouTube videos are going to be coming thick and fast, guys. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video, which I think is going to be a daily morning routine, because things are obviously very, very different right now. I've got all the horses to look after, and the babies and the mares and the riding horses, and they kind of come in at night and out, and anyway, it's a whole thing. So I thought I would do a little bit of a daily morning riding routine, and then the next video after that I'm going to go schooling with Dali off property in preparation for his first show. Exciting times. See you guys.